Okay, so for the sake of those who might not be available, I just needed to get the class live on YouTube so that we could get the link and share it also. All right, so just give me a second and I will be done with that. All right, so for the sake of those who might have network issues or the likes, okay, so for the sake of those who might not be available, I just needed to get the class live on YouTube so that we could get the link. All right, so I'm sharing the link, Blue Ocean Strategy. Okay, so any person can use that link to view the program. Okay, so back to class. So now let us learn about Blue Ocean Strategy in detail. I may have to be faster because of time. Who developed the concept of Blue Ocean Strategy? The concept of Blue Ocean Strategy was developed by W. Chan Kim and Rennie Morbogne. They first presented the concept of Blue Ocean Strategy in their best-selling book, Blue Ocean Strategy: How to Create Uncontested Market Space and Make the Competition Irrelevant. So you could just search for the book online. You could get a free copy, a free copy of it. You could print it or you could buy it, right? W. Chan Kim and Rennie Morbogne have described the strategy in the book based on the study of 150 strategic moves spanning more than 100 years in 30 industries. The co-authors state in the book that tomorrow's leading companies will succeed not by battling competitors, but by systematically creating blue oceans of uncontested market space ripe for growth. Professor W. Chan Kim is co-author of Blue Ocean Strategy book and is also co-director of the INSEAD Blue Ocean Institute, Strategy Institute, and the Boston Consulting Group. Before joining INSEAD, he was a professor at University of Michigan Business School, USA. Professor W. Chan Kim has also served as board member and as the advisor for a number of multinational corporations in Europe, the US, and the Asia Pacific region. He is also an advisory member for European Union and served as an advisor to several countries. Professor Rennie Morbogne is also a co-author of the Blue Ocean Strategy book and the co-director of the INSEAD Blue Ocean Strategy Institute. She is also the INSEAD Distinguished Fellow and a professor of strategy at INSEAD, the world's second largest business school. Professor Rennie Morbogne is a member of President Barack Obama's Board of Advisors on Historical Black Colleagues in Universities. She is also a fellow of the World Economic Forum. Now, what is business universe? There are two types of distinct space into which the business universe can be divided. We have the red oceans and we have the blue oceans. So the red oceans is where blood flows. The red ocean is where blood flows, right? The blue ocean is where people have peace of mind. So let's look at each of them and find out what each of them necessarily mean. Red oceans denote all the organizations and industries that are already existing or already in existence today. Therefore, the red ocean represents the known market space. So the red ocean represents the known, the one we already know, the known market space. Some of the characteristics of red oceans are the boundaries and limits of the industries are well defined and accepted. There are standards accepted and well understood competitive rules of the game. There is cutthroat competition between companies. Each company tries to capture a greater share of the existing demand by competing and outperforming its competitors. The prospects of profits and growth are limited and even further decrease as the space gets more and more crowded. The red ocean's waters turn bloody due to increasing competition, which convert products into commodities. For the blue oceans denote all the organizations and industries that are not in existence today. Therefore, the blue oceans represent the known market space, which is free from any kind of competition. Now, I want us to know the difference. Red ocean is full of competition. Blue ocean is free of competition. So it is not in existence as it were today. That means we need to turn on that region of innovative and creative thinking. Okay, you see why your own consulting must be different is that you must do it innovatively and creatively. All of us, for our own consulting to be different, we must do it creatively and innovatively. In fact, I've said this last time, you don't need all those big money that have been limiting you to start up your own consulting. You can start right now. If for the fact that you had the privilege of listening to me in this class is a clear indication that you already have all you need to start. I'm telling you the honest truth. For the fact that you are listening to me and you can hear me clearly, that means you have a stable network, you have a system that you could use to connect to the internet. All right. That means you already have all you need to start. All right. Some of the characteristics of the blue oceans are the demand in the market space of the blue ocean is generated or created rather than competed for or fought for. Now, look at this statement. This statement is beautiful, but this statement demands a whole lot of work, research, innovation, creativity. It said the demand in the market space of blue ocean is generated or created. Did you hear that word? The market space is generated or created. The demand is generated or created rather than competed for or fought for. We don't have the strength to fight. Okay. Now, if you are going to be a consultant in financial matters and management and business matters, and you have people like PwC, how do you get ahead of them? If you want to go into consulting, how do you get ahead of KPMG? If you want to go into HR, how do you get above of Philips Consulting? If you want to go into construction, how do you get above people like Julius Berger? So you need to, this one calls for creativity. If it means you bringing your brain and keeping it, then dusting it, washing it very well, and putting it back so that you can get a whole lot of idea on how to make it better, then you have to do it. All right, you have to do it. All right, very, very important. There is a session that we intend to hold before this year is over. We try to do that every year. We call it Business Excellence Summit, right? It's going to be an online event. And more of what we do there is business innovations. Business innovations. That's more of what we do. Business, if we don't do it this December, then we'll have to do it first in next year, all right? Business innovations. What do we do in business innovation? We look at how business owners can innovate and improve on their businesses without increasing cost, without increasing resources. Is it possible? Join us. Just watch out for the invite. When you see you join us, it's a free program. There is no certificate attached to it. Okay, it's a free program, right? So you join us and you get to have an awesome time. Rethink your business. If the brain you have now is no longer working as it used to work, you have to go and refuel that brain. And part of the things we teach there is blue ocean strategy in practical terms. So we bring businesses, we diagnose that everybody diagnose their own businesses. And I'm definite that as part of this presentation that we'll be doing, apart from creating your business, you also create your blue ocean strategy. And we'll help you analyze it, find out whether it will really work or not. There is a vast and unlimited opportunity for companies to profit and grow. These statements that are being made should be great motivations for us that are consulting now. Look at the second statement. It said, there is a vast and unlimited opportunity for companies to profit and grow. If I were you, I would tell myself, I will start talking to my subconscious now that there is a vast and unlimited opportunity for me and my company to profit and grow. You write it down. You put it where you will see it. So that instead of facing the competition, you start facing the realities on ground. There are so many people that their competition is that they will tell you that the reality is that there are so many competitors. Well, there is a reality that there are so many competitors. Before those competitors came, now listen, before we started having competitors, that place we call competition was once a blue ocean. Okay, was once a blue ocean. But out of several people getting to be aware of the ocean, now turned to become red ocean. Now, before your blue ocean turns to red ocean, start discovering the realities, opportunities that you can harness. All right. There are no existing standard competitive rules of the game when it comes to blue ocean. You are the one to dictate the rules. Each company creates its own rules for itself. There is no cut cutthroat competition between companies. Each company tries to create demand among non-customers. The business, the blue ocean waters remain cool and blue as each product or service is valued by each customers and as valuable additions to their lives rather than considering the products to the commodities. If you look at every successful business today, irrespective of the fact that most of them who have dominated the market still get to be part of the market dominance, but you find that they try as much as they can to create a blue ocean. And I'm going to give you some simple ways that existing businesses use to create blue ocean. So let's take, for instance, Infinix decided to use Davido as an ambassador, right? What they're already telling you is that there is a market that Davido controls, or there is a level of influence that he controls on a certain kind of people, that if Davido gets to market this product to these people, they will definitely buy it with ease. Did you get what I just said? That example of blue ocean. While others are doing the general marketing, they decide to go into branded marketing. Now, I saw something, I think recently I saw a pop-up, and the pop-up was from somebody posting on his story, a message that was from Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay, and I decided to click, and I went to the page. On the page, I saw about 123 million followers on the page. I was like, wow. So somebody is actually has more influence than most countries of the world, most presidents. All right. And as I was going down, I saw a product that was being marketed there. And just in a flash, I said to myself, even if this product doesn't come outside, even if you don't see it on people hawking or selling it in shops, and even if they don't advertise it, this 125 million people is already an uncontested market for this product. I don't know whether somebody's getting me. That is branded marketing. They don't need to spend an extra effort after Cristiano Ronaldo have accepted to do the contract with them. Do you know there are people that could buy that product for more than $1 million because, and it was just a simple, I think it's a simple hair cream or something, or perfume, something like that. Do you know that there are people that could buy that product for $1 million because of Cristiano Ronaldo? Yes. Take, for instance, again, you see some of these automobile companies, right? So Ferrari is not for everybody. Ferrari is actually for a blue ocean. Bugatti is not for everybody. It is for a blue ocean. Which other one? G-Wagon is not for everybody. There is a particular blue ocean. Take, for instance, those of them in the aircraft industry. Private jet is not for everybody. Okay? If Ferrari is for everybody, the price should be between 1 million to 2 million, or maximum 10 million. But some of us know that with 300 million, you may not be able to get a fairly used Ferrari. With 300 million, you might not be able to get a fairly used Bentley. So those markets are created. The people that buy them, they don't come to price, they just come to buy. Okay, so you should think of the unique way to create your own blue ocean. I was watching the 2020, is this season what now? I've forgotten the season. The Titans, the next Titan rather. And I saw one young man make a presentation on legal consulting, right? And I felt good. And he said this legal consulting is an illegal consulting. So what does he do? He's building a mat, just like we build e-commerce. He's building a mat, an online mat, where there could be, where so many legal practitioners could register and then be able to provide services at a fee. So customers place a demand and the system automatically matches them with a free legal consultant who provides the service. The client pays through the portal. The mat gets to charge their own fee and the consultant gets to be paid their own fee. That is a unique. Now, do you think this person now is in competition with other legal practitioners? He's not in competition. He has now become an integrator. Okay, he has now become what? An integrator. I saw another one. What do they call them? Is it foundation doctors? The something doctors directory. Okay, I saw something like that. Another young group of people woke up and said they were going to build an online consulting for doctors. Okay, flying doctors directory or something like that. I can't really remember, but I get to have their messages always. Okay, I get to have their messages always. All right. All right. So it is good we sit down and analyze situation. You see, all of this struggling. It is not necessary. It is not necessary. There is a better way to do it. If I were you, I would tell myself there is a vast, unlimited opportunity for my company to grow. And tell your brain, you have to produce the answer. Brain, sit down and produce the answer. Call your staff together. Call your partners. Tell them there is instead of this fierce competition we are facing. In fact, for those of us in Nigeria, of course, we know that government is a major competition. Not competition by doing the same thing we are doing, but competition by the kind of policies they bring in. What if we have a system that is policy proof, government policy proof? Is it possible? Go and think it. You will find out that it's possible. Okay, it's possible. All right. Okay. Differentiating between the blue ocean and red ocean. For the blue ocean, it creates market space which is uncontested and free from any competition. For the red ocean, it involves competing in an existing market space. For the blue ocean, it helps make the competition irrelevant or have no effect on his business success. For the red ocean, it involves beating the competition. And there is no time that beating is a simple thing to do. Beating is always a hard work to do. For the blue ocean, it helps to break away from value cost trade-off, that's finding greater value to customers and low cost simultaneously. Finding greater value to customers at low cost. So there is higher value but lower cost. Higher value, lower cost. Higher value, lower cost. That is blue ocean strategy. It creates and helps to gain new demand. For the red ocean, it involves making the value cost trade-off, finding greater value to customers at higher cost or create reasonable value at lower cost. Okay, it involves exploiting existing demands. For the blue ocean, it helps to coordinate the whole organization's activities in quest of differentiation and low cost. While in the red ocean, it involves coordinating the whole organization's activities with each strategic choice of differentiation or low cost. For the blue ocean, it helps target non-customers. For the red ocean, it involves targeting existing customers. Now, this is my question. Which of the following feature is not a feature of a blue ocean strategy? Please write A, B, C, or D in the chat room. Let's know your answer. Which of the following is not a feature of the blue ocean strategy? A, it creates and helps to gain new demand. B, it creates a market space which is uncontested and free from any competition. C, it helps make the competition irrelevant. And D, it involves targeting existing customers. Which of the following is not a feature of blue ocean strategy? Please, your answer in the chat room. Let's have the answer. Let's have the answer. Let's have the answer. Okay, somebody say D, another person follow D. Okay, can we have more answers? Another person say D. Okay, 2 more answers and we'll proceed. 2 more answers. Okay, another person say D. 1 more answer. All right, so D. So I think we understand it better. All right. We understand it better. Okay. Honorable Patrick Oche, you've been having a series of events on executive hangout and all of that. Before I close my class today, just be around. Don't allow your battery to die. You will tell us a little of what you do around that hangout and tell us a little about that application of emotional intelligence in the workplace. But in this case, application of emotional intelligence in in consulting for consultants. Since you're a consultant, so you tell us a little about that. Okay. Honorable Patrick Oche, please don't let your battery die. I will give you about 5 minutes to talk about that application of emotional intelligence in consulting in 5 minutes. And then you tell us your experience so far as you talk about emotional intelligence to your clients. Tell us a little about it. So before the end of the class, I will give you the privilege to tell us a little about that. And tell us a little about your market too. How is your market receiving your newfound adoption? All right. Okay, thank you so much. So 5 minutes, you'll tell us a little about that so that you can also encourage someone who wish to come into that field. And also, Ifeoma is you are the #1 expert in emotional intelligence, right? So you also tell us in 5 minutes, so we have 10 minutes now before we round up, 10 minutes. So Mrs. Ifeoma, you tell us a little about application of emotional intelligence in businesses, application of emotional intelligence in businesses. Tell us your experience so far. How do people talk about it? How do people react to it when you speak to them about it? The last time you spoke to women in business, something, women, I know you spoke to them. So you tell us how were those CEOs, what were their response and how did they react? What was their feelings towards emotional intelligence? You tell us also in 5 minutes. So we have 2 people to talk to us. And then I think you should be able to also tell us, these 2 people I've mentioned, you should be able to tell us how we can use emotional intelligence to create blue ocean for our consulting exercise. Mrs. Ifeoma and Honorable Patrick Oche, you should be able to tell us how we can use blue ocean, how we can use emotional intelligence to create blue ocean, All right, that's very, very important. So these 2 people, please be ready to help when it's time. Okay, what are the importance of blue ocean markets? Importance of blue ocean markets. Blue oceans are a must and an almost short way to success, because when companies have to compete in a red ocean market space, the competition is cutthroat and fierce. Due to such a crowded space, the companies have to beat the others by reducing their prices, which leads to reduction in profit and hence a reduction in growth. In a blue ocean, such cutthroat competition is completely eliminated because the company has created an uncontested market space for itself. The product and services offered by company are unique and present value to its customers. The products and services offered in a blue ocean do not become commodities because why? They were actually created out of demand. All right. Such blue oceans are blood-free and hence lead to easy and safe selling. Companies in a blue ocean have an easy uncontested growth due to demand that is created and not fought over. Also, the lack of competition leads to a great and quick growth in sales and profit. It also leads to more market opportunities because the space is not yet explored. Now, before the whole flooding of to the e-commerce industry, some of us could remember when people like Jumia, Konga started, Alibaba, Jeff Bezos, Amazon. You know, it is funny that those things we once rejected, they are now the things that have made billionaires. In fact, by the time we say 10 richest people in the world, we will have to take at least 1 or 2 from e-commerce. But it was once a market that was rejected. Now, importantly, in creating blue oceans, most often it requires strategic leadership, visionary leadership, right? It is that strategic leadership or visionary leadership that will give you an edge to keep on with the spirit of consistency and persistency. I was listening to Jack Ma some times ago, and he said something. He said when he started investing in e-commerce, he was regarded as being unwise, unreasonable, as not being able to see things. Okay, nobody believed in the things he was doing. But today, I don't think you can talk about the richest men in the world without talking about people like Alibaba and Jeff Bezos. Okay, is it to talk about Facebook? What's that his name? Mark. Okay, to talk about Mark Zuckerberg, whatever other name he has. Okay, I listened to him some times ago. He said when he started Facebook, of course, most of us know that the original name wasn't Facebook. Okay, they've actually changed their names like 3 times before they finally came to Facebook. All right. Now, when they started Facebook, it looked like madness. What are you trying to do? How are you going to come up with the idea, or how is this idea going to come up with it? Now, there was a case that was noted that there was a time he wanted to sell Facebook for $75 million, and the person he needed to sell it to did not buy into it. Okay, it was too expensive for the person to buy. But today, I know if you want to sell Facebook today, if Mark want to sell Facebook today, he'll be selling it in trillions of dollars, if not zillions and dillions of dollars. I was listening to former governor of Anambra State, what's his name? Obi, Peter Obi, and he said something in one of his presentations. He was talking about opportunities. You know, he's an entrepreneur. So he was talking about discovering opportunities. He said sometimes ago he went for a conference in US, and this group of boys came to him and told him that they were doing Zoom. They had a product they called Zoom, and they asked him to invest. And he said the investment share then was per share was less than 1 cent. One of the shares was less than 1 cent. And he said he considered it. When with something like this come to Africa, it might not even come at all. He said this thing happened around 2017. By 2020, Zoom had the largest market share in the virtual, because that one is another industry now. In the virtual segment of the e-industry, they had the largest market share. They had larger market share than Google Meetup. They had larger market share than Google Hangouts. They had larger market share than Facebook, what they call it? Facebook video calls and all of that. What Blue Ocean does, the red market won't do it. Even if you were to have all the money to buy all the people in the red ocean, you will still have to continuously face competition. So Blue Ocean demands that we explore opportunities that are yet to be explored. Okay, I believe somebody is getting something from here. The book Blue Ocean has been translated into 43 languages and is bestseller across 5 continents: North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Africa. So try to get yours. Let's look at the key terms related to the Blue Ocean strategy. So our Blue Ocean, Red Ocean, structuralist strategy, and then reconstructionist strategy that will have value innovation. Let's quickly look at each of them and find out what they mean. Blue Ocean is an uncontested market space or the area of the market where there is currently no product offering. Hence, these are markets that do not even exist today. Then we have the structuralist strategy. The structuralist red oceans include the known market spaces or all the industries that are in existence today. Hence, these are the industries which function as per the well-defined, accepted, and the competitive rules known by the market. Red ocean strategy. I'm explaining red oceans, not structuralist strategy. Okay, so structuralist strategy is similar to a red ocean strategy. This strategy involves increasing demand and profits by having a traditional mindset of competing against other companies in the existing market. Then the reconstructionalist view is similar to a blue ocean strategy. This strategy involves increasing demand and profits by having an unconventional mindset of creating a new market space which is free from any competition. They will have value innovation. Value innovation is an approach used for coming up with a product or service idea while using the blue ocean or reconstructionist strategy. It involves innovating on a product or service for a market that does not currently exist by the concurrent quest of differentiation and low cost. This may be done by reducing or eliminating features or services that are less valued by the current or future market. Now, a simple, in the value innovation is simply increasing value and then reducing cost. That's what value innovation is. So the question is, what can you do to increase value while reducing cost? All right, that's value innovation. All right, value innovation. Okay, then we have some other examples that people are listing in the chat room. Of course, you can still give us your own example. SME Doctor mentioned of Bolt and Uber, which heavily disrupted the transport company in Nigeria and across wherever they are found. And then Trusley mentioned the fintech companies and in a fintech and office in cloud and making millions. Okay, so there are so many of them that have differentiated. So when we talk about blue oceans, we are not talking about things that are in the sky. We're talking about things that are already in vogue. Now, ways to create blue ocean. One way to create blue ocean is when companies give rise to a completely new industry. Okay, let me make it clear. When companies create something that gives rise to a completely new industry which was not in existence in the business universe before. An example of this way of creating a blue ocean is eBay. eBay was the first company who started the online auction industry, which did not exist before eBay started it. But today, there are many of them anyway. There are two ways in which blue ocean can be created. So the first one is to create what was not there. Then the second way is, another way to create a blue ocean is when companies create a blue ocean from within a red ocean. This is the easier and popular way in which blue oceans are created by most companies. Using this method, a company can create a blue ocean by changing or altering the boundaries, definitions, offerings, customers, and market share limits of an existing industry. Okay. Now, the training industry, yes, most people had to travel far and wide distances to attend trainings. Okay, but with innovations today, you can have your training from the comfort of your room. I am definite that 99% of the people that we've trained since the COVID and will train online, if we see them by the roadside, we will cross and they will not know us. We've added value to them. So in essence, your physical presence is not needed to create a blue ocean. Okay, your physical presence is not needed. What is needed is the idea you're bringing in. All right, what is needed is the idea you're bringing in. Okay, I will share this link later, where we'll explain more on the concept of blue ocean. I will share the link later, but meanwhile, for the sake of time, I will just proceed. Now, explain the steps to create blue ocean strategy. Let's look at the steps. Number one, create uncontested market space. Now, I will need you to pay more attention to this area. If you don't understand it, please call my attention back to the one that I don't understand. Don't wait for me to finish. Just put your answer in the chat, put your question in the chat room, and I will pick it up immediately and answer, because we don't really have all the time, all right? So anyone that I mentioned and you don't understand it after explanation, please just put your question in the chat room and I will pick it up on that. Now, number one, create uncontested market space. Number two, focus on the big picture. Number three, reach beyond existing demand. Number four, focus on getting the strategic sequence right. Now, I've always said this. Every class I found myself, every seminar, every conference, every workshop I'm privileged to speak, I always tell people one thing: create your own environment, create your own market, create your own customers, create your own products. Very, very important. Create your own environment, create your own market, create your own customers, create your own product. That keeps you in an era of no contention. It keeps you in an area of no contention. So you get to enjoy peace of mind. Peace of what? Peace of mind. So let's look at these things clearly and see what we have here. Number one, create uncontested market. The first step towards creating a blue ocean is to create an uncontested market space. The best way to create an uncontested market space is through reconstructuring or restructuring the market boundaries. Now, in simple terms, the best way to create an uncontested market is through innovation. Through what? Innovation. Creativity and innovation. In case you have not bother to know the meaning of creativity and innovation, you have an assignment now. And your assignment is that you have to find the meaning of creativity and innovation. Not only find the meaning, now you need to understand it. Not just understanding it, you now need to apply it. Apply them to your thinking, to your product, to your services, to your relationship, to everything you do. You must learn to understand creativity in practical and applicable terms, not in dictionary terms. If you don't understand this thing, myself and you will have a personal challenge. We'll have a personal issue to deal with. So I need you to understand this. If you have issue you've not understood before, or you have a dictionary definition of what innovation and creativity is, of what modification is, of what reconstructuring, of what restructuring is all about, please give yourself an assignment. Go and find the meaning with the mindset of understanding. And when you understand, apply it. Because, simple things are the things that make the whole difference. I am very definite. If you understand the meaning of innovation and you understand it and you apply it, there will be a whole lot of difference to your career, to your consulting exercises, and all of that. All right. So in order to reconstruct and restructure the market boundaries, it is crucial that you should know what is going on in the market and what kind of competition exists in the market. After carefully studying the market, you should then reconstruct market boundaries, which is greatly different and varies from the rest of the market. Now, let me tell you something. One of the ways we said you can create a blue ocean is by creating something new in the already existing market, right? Already existing market. Now, let me tell you something. One of the best ways to stay ahead of your competition is to become the standard. Have I told you that before? No, I don't think I've told you that before. Now I'm telling you. Now, one of the best way to remain ahead of your competition, don't just be a pace setter. Become the standard. Become what? The standard. Become the standard that others want to reach to. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Set a little higher boundary that they are all fighting to get to. Be strategic enough to be the one to set the moves. Let them be the followers. Don't just be a follower. Become the standard. Become the standard. Be the major driver in that field, in that area you've chosen to go to. Become the standard. Your competency level should be a standard. Your knowledge level should be a standard. Your experience should be a standard. Your relationship level, everything around. By the time your offering becomes the standard, others will be calling you to ask you how far. By the time you know it, you become an integrator rather than becoming a competitor. Did you get what I just said now? Do you know what it means to be a standard? Okay. In case you don't know the meaning of becoming a standard, please, you have another assignment. Assignment number 2. Go and find the meaning of standards. And then try to figure out how you can become a standard for those in your industry. Do you get what I just said now? That is very, very important. Don't miss out on these 2 assignments. Number 2, focus on the big picture. Okay, that's part of what I just said now, as becoming a standard. Don't just be the one following innovations, following inventions. Why not engender the innovation and the invention? Why not be the one to see the big picture? The greatest challenge of man under the earth is the level of sanity that he has in his mind. For as far as your eyes can see, that's as much as you can have. I hate to see poor people. It's unfortunate that we still have poor people around us, but I hate to see poor people. Anytime you see a poor person, is either it is poverty by perception, or poverty by acceptance, or poverty by ignorance. Poverty by perception, poverty by acceptance, or poverty by ignorance. If you can deal with these 3 things, you will never be poor. If you can change your perception about yourself and your values, if you can change your knowledge about yourself, and then if you refuse to accept those things that make you feel like you're poor, I tell you the truth, your life will change in a twinkle of an eye. You see, if you ever thought to yourself that you're poor, if you ever perceive that you're poor, you're already moving towards that direction. And that's why I will always keep saying, create your own environment. Create your own product. Create your own customers. Create everything you create it by yourself. Huh? Create it by yourself. Just imagine you having a customer base like Ronaldo, 125 million people. I tell you the truth, you will not go to any radio station. You will not even advertise on Facebook. Just imagine that. Imagine that. You might not have had it now, but you can create system that will help you achieve that over a longer reach. The second step towards creating a blue ocean strategy is to focus on the big picture. Hence, in order to focus on the big picture, you should always keep in mind that while formulating your strategies, you will be faced with a large amount of data analysis and numbers. However, you should always focus on your strategy and make sure that the actual strategy is not lost in the midst of large chunks of data and numbers. To keep track of the strategy and not lose your focus, you should always focus on the following. Understand the needs of the customers and what the customer wants. Please, we have dealt with this before when we dealt with marketing for professionals. But let me remind us, when you want to create a product, of course, you need to do customer analysis, right? While doing your customer analysis, in your product, try to find out what is it that the customer wants and what is it that the customer needs. The customer will pay you more for what he needs rather than what he wants. The customer will pay you more because of what he needs rather than what he wants. If your product or service is still satisfying wants, you are still in the red ocean. If your product has not come to the realm of satisfying needs, you're still far from blue ocean. Okay, so every product or service you must create as a consultant, let it be well defined, the need it is going to solve, so that when you tell the customer about the need and then tell him about the solution, he or she will be willing to buy. Understand what the current market scenarios has. Most of us start businesses without no market research. No market research. No market research. SME doctor, I think you can hear me. Please, I am going to give you 2 minutes in course of this class. You will tell us the whole essence of market research. Thank God you are a consultant. Thank God you are a business owner. Thank God this is what you do for a living. You do market research for a living, right? And business planning for a living. That is your hobby, all right? So I will give you 2 minutes in course of this class. You will tell us why we need to. Because as I'm saying this thing now, somebody could have written so many things you want to do, but we never go for market research. So you will tell us why we need to go for market research before venturing into this thing we've been talking about since two weeks now, all right? Please, SME doctor, if your battery is going down, make sure it is open so that you can share with us. SME doctor, I hope you're still in this class. Please, if you're in this class, help me identify in the chat room. SME doctor, if you're still here, please identify in the chat room because your contribution will be needed. Why market research is important before setting up your consulting firm. Thank you so much. Okay. Then also understand what opportunities exist or can be created, which the current market is not providing or providing for. Understand that. Okay, understand that you do not try to put exact numbers on the size of the blue ocean. Understand that you should focus on formulating a strategy that will be successful. Oh, how we shall have somebody that will talk about strategy formulation. You know, what we are doing here is consulting, you know, and in essence, consulting is not something you say one person knows it all. No, that's why you see me be calling different consultants now. Pastor Ifoma is EI consultant, so she will tell us a little about EI. Now, I saw from Impact Synergy Consulting, Honorable Patrick Koche, I saw from their website, they do also application of EI in workplace. So he will also tell us a little what he has faced in that industry. Now, SME doctor is, I know him for how many years now? I think he's about 4 years now. I think we started our ministry 2017. Okay, so this 3 years now. Yeah, I've known him for 3 years, and his area is on anything business, call him. Okay, so in case you need market research, okay, since 2016, yes. Okay, so in case you need market research before you start, please talk to this man. He will help you. I don't know whether he will charge you or he will do it for free. But now that we are in one family, I know he will put up considerations. Okay, and I know Honorable Patrick Oche also does part of market research. Please, Honorable Patrick, help me confirm if you do so. I think I read something like that in your website. Okay, to tell all of you that I take time to go and visit all of those things you do. I take my time to go through them. All right, and we ourselves, our own is to work out platforms to help everybody here make the most of their knowledge and their experience. That's what we're doing. No matter how much you pay us, if you're not able to apply the things we are teaching, we are duping you, we are cheating you. And I even have, in fact, it is an advice from the one. If you don't understand the things we are teaching, don't pay. Even if you understand and you feel like there is no need to pay, don't pay. Payment here is not by force, it's not compulsory. The most important thing to us here is that you learn, is that you apply, is that you understand, then apply. And that will give us so much pleasure. Okay, it will give us so much pleasure. All right, thank you so much, Honorable Patrick. So if you want to talk about market survey or market research, you could talk to SME Doctor, you could talk to Honorable Patrick Oche. Then if you want to talk about EI consulting or application of, I am being particular about this EI application in consulting because it is going to be the foundation, or it has become the foundation of business, and we cannot do without it. Okay, my time is running so fast now, I don't know why. Number 3, reach beyond existing demand. The third step towards creating a blue ocean is to reach beyond the existing demand. In order to target customers which are from beyond the existing demand, you should focus on finding potential future customers who are presently non-customers. Okay. Hence, these non-customers are those who are not currently purchasing from the market for one reason or another, should become your target customer group. It is crucial that in order to turn such non-customers into customers, you should understand and find out the reason due to which they are not purchasing from the current market. Okay, and hence understanding what is keeping a potential customer out of the market. Now, last week or last weekend, we had a presentation from Mr. Pius, we had a presentation from Mrs. Grace Ojo, and we had a presentation from Mr. Orireton Gift. And part of the things that was said after all the presentation, especially to Mr. Orireton, was to find out why the people that he's seen as clients, what is making the employers downsize, and what is making the employees, most of them, leave the company. What is the gap that employers are not providing, and what is the gap that employees are not filling? That is the reason why we should start up a HR consulting firm. For those of us that are going into HR recruitment, training, and all of that, that's one of the basic reasons. That unmet need between the company and what they call them, between the employer and employee should be a major drive to us. Okay, we shouldn't focus on want. We shouldn't focus on, after writing proposal, we'll now start debating over the proposal. Okay, no. After writing proposal, you should be an eye-opener. Our proposals should be eye-openers rather than things to be debating on. And they will now start asking you, what of these other companies? Is it not the same thing they are doing? No, our proposals should be eye-openers, not reference for debate. Very important. Therefore, when you understand the reason for their being out of the current market, you can then find a solution that will work for such non-customers and turn them to customers. So when you are able to target this new demand beyond existing demand, you are the sole provider of products and services to satiate this newly created demand. This is what will lead to the really large growth and growth potential of your company. Now, in this class, we have legal practitioners. I love lawyers. I love legal practitioners. I have a good number of them around me. Yeah? The registrar is a lawyer. The institute lawyer, okay, is a lawyer too, Sheikh. Okay. Now, I have quite a number of lawyers who have gone through IPM training, and those through projects or other conferences were able to make. Now, one thing I want to tell all the lawyers in this class is that until you understand that your law firm is a big-time consulting firm, you might not advance. Your consulting shouldn't be just to go to court and come back. No, you need to look at the whole opportunities around your consulting. You need to look at the whole array of opportunities, and that will help. And now you begin to look, the array of opportunities you're going to be mapping now will be dependent on the unmet needs that the present legal industry is not meeting. Did you know what I just said now? So you need to sit down and ask yourself, what are the present features or benefits of the present legal industry? What are the future needs? You see, those future needs, you must bring them to today and then begin to carve out a very good niche for yourself. All of a sudden, we've been talking about customer relationship, customer service. All of a sudden, somebody came out with customer experience. And you know what? Customer experience is gradually pushing customer service to one corner. Just by talking about one keyword. Oh, I think all of us need to go and find the keyword that will drive customers to us. You need to go and find that keyword that customers are waiting to hear. Most customers have not bought because there is a keyword they want to hear. They might not be definite of the keyword, but they just haven't bought because there is something they want to hear about a particular product that have not been said. So go and do research. What is that keyword? Yeah, what is that keyword? Possibly there is something you need to say about yourself that as soon as you say it, customers begin to see you in a very new light. Because you've not found out that thing you need to say about yourself, customers are still trying to really find out whether they should patronize your consulting or not. You need to find those things. You need to find those things. Those things have become part of the demand that customers are looking out for. And you know what? Those things are all emotionally driven. They are all emotionally driven. They are all emotionally driven. And that's why, as a consultant, you see, consistency in research and development is key. If you have never valued speaking engagement and you've never valued research and development, from today, make them your hobby. Take speaking engagement for free. Take what? Speak for free. Take research and development opportunities for free. Take it for free. Do you know why speaking engagement is wonderful? For any time you prepare for a speaking engagement, you get to discover something new about yourself. And when you go there, you give it out. You build a new level of customers or followers. Another time you keep building, There is one thing all of them are waiting to hear from you. As you keep researching, as you keep working, as you keep improving on yourself, one day you might not even know. One day in your speaking engagement, you just say it. All of a sudden, the market will break loose. You'll be wondering, what did I do for this too much customer influence? What did I do for this too much money coming in? It's just consistency. You have been consistent in the discovery process. Remember, the key word to consulting is discovery, is it not? Discovery. You have been consistent in the discovery process, and finally, you discovered a keyword that even you might not know, but eventually you said it. And at the end of the day, you see market open up for you. Don't quit now. It is too early to quit. In fact, if you need to quit or you're dying bed. Don't quit as far as you're breathing. Don't quit anytime soon. You must keep on that discovery journey until you find out the most relevant demand of your customers. Find out the unmet need. Then start serving. Start serving. As soon as you start serving, you see interest will start rising. Is somebody with me? Number 4, focus on getting the strategic sequence right. No matter what you do, the strategic sequence must be right. Okay. The 4th step towards creating a blue ocean strategy is to get the strategic sequence right. And going back to what I just said now, one of the best ways to get the strategic sequence right is through consistency and through research and development. Through consistency, consistency increases the frequency of failure and reduces the chances of failure. It increases the frequency of failure, then reduces the chances of failure. Consistency increases the frequency of failure If you are able to learn fast, then your chances of failing will start decreasing. So the better your research and development, and the more consistent you are in delivering the output of your research, the more frequent your failure could be. But as soon as you start discovering, your chances of failure start reducing. Okay, so importantly, to get this whole sequence right, we must, as much as we can, increase our consistency level in delivering our values and in research and development. Very, very important. In order to get the strategic sequence right, it is crucial that you go through the following 4 steps in right sequence, one after the other, to make sure that the strategy is valid. Number 1, review the buyer's utility map. Number 2, review the price. Number 3, review the cost. Number 4, review the adoption. Now let's look at each of them and what they have to say. Review the buyer utility map. For this step, it is suggested that you should first of all create a buyer utility map. Okay, know what utility is, not? Utility is value for the money paid. All right. Okay. After creating a buyer utility map, we should then carefully review it. During the reviewing, you should ensure that the proposed product or service has good usefulness or utility at every step of the buying process, such as purchase, delivery, use, supplement, maintenance, and disposal. Then the next one is review the price. After reviewing the buyer utility, you should then review the price of your proposed product or service. Now, by the time you have drafted utility map, it's simple, right? What utility is the customer going to receive by this money I'm proposing? After you might have finished the utility map, you should tell yourself the truth. If it were to be you, will you buy it at the price you're setting? If it were to be you, will you? If you are not the first purchaser of your product, don't sell it. If you can't be the first hand to buy your product, don't sell it. That means the utility is wrong. The utility presentation is wrong. I could be getting lesser value for the money I'm paying. All right. So after reviewing the buyer utility, you should review the price of your proposed product or service. All right. Of your proposed product or service. Very, very important. During these steps, you carefully examine and determine whether the price that you have decided for your proposed product or service will provide a good value to the buyer as compared to the features and characteristics of the product or service. And I said this last week. Let us all try to develop demo products or demo service for our clients. Because sometimes we might not be able to know exactly whether the customer will buy the product or not until he or she had experience. I love one thing. I know not everybody here could be a reader of the Bible, but the Bible is a free book, just like any other book, right? So anybody can read it. Now, there is one thing I saw in the Bible, and I love it so much. That is example of demo. It's an example of what demo. It's a test and see. That is demo. Test and see that the Lord is good. You have to test before you see. You don't stay afar and say whether the Lord is good or not. If you don't test, you cannot see. Then when you test and you do not see, you cannot say, okay, it is not good or it is good. That is a very simple demo. Test and see. I saw another one. That woman, they call the Samaritan woman, at the well, after the whole encounter, she ran into the village. He said, please, everybody, come and see. She tested the demo, and the demo was good enough. So then she ran into the city to tell the people, come and see. I've tested and I've seen. Sorry, I'm using these biblical references, but it's good. There is no religious attachment to it. It's just book I've read. All right. Thank you for understanding me. Now, there is something about the apostles also. There was a time that they were under persecution, and they said, we will kill you people if you ever say anything about this thing you're saying. And the apostle said something. He said, which one should we even actually be afraid of? Is it the one we have tested and we've seen and our hands can handle? Okay, and we've seen the evidence and the product. Or is it to fear the ones that we can handle? Which one now? So you see that opportunity of test and see, you must provide it to your clients. Anything that will stop you from providing a test and see demo, you must take it out and work on your demo. Everybody, everywhere, every time, work on your demo. Your demo will speak for you, and then the customer will decide whether he will continue with what he has seen or not. Provide a demo for yourself. Provide a demo, test and see demo. Come and see demo. Okay, test and see demo. Come and see demo. You have to provide it. I hope everybody's with me on this course, and I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. All right, number 3, review the cost. Time is running so fast, I don't know why. After reviewing the price of your proposed product or service, you should then review the cost of your proposed product or service, whether you should increase or reduce it. During this step, you should carefully examine and determine the cost of producing the product or offering the service. You should also determine whether the cost of producing the product or offering the service is feasible enough so that you can sell at a higher price and be able to generate good profits. Then review the adoption. After reviewing the cost of your proposed product or service, you should then review the adoption or acceptance level of the proposed product or service by various elements interacting with your business. Some of the elements that will interact with your business are retailers, partners, and customers. Therefore, it is crucial that this step you should carefully examine and determine about how acceptable your proposed product or service is to the various elements such as retailers, partners, customers, and so on. Also, if you foresee any kind of acceptance or adoption hurdles from any of the elements, then you should determine the measures that you need to adopt to overcome such hurdles. Now, quickly, let's look at some real-time examples. Before we go to the real-time examples, can we take 30 seconds break, and then we'll be back. 30 seconds, and then we'll be back. 30 seconds, and then we'll be back. 30 seconds, and then we will be back. Please take a cup of coffee, take a cup of water, and then we'll be back.
God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Sing it together. Oh, God will make a way. Should we stand and sing? Where there seems to be no way. That's right. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my God. Hold me closely.
All right, welcome back. I trust you can still hear me from there. Please, I will need to confirm that you can still hear me from there. Please, if you can hear me from there, I will need you to type 1 in the chat room. Thank you in advance. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Femi, I crossed your office on Thursday. I thought I could be able to come in, but unfortunately, I couldn't branch in. But I know one of these days I will come to your office because I've already promised you that I will come visit. Thank you. All right, so let's look at this real-time example, and then we will move on. I'm trying to see how we can round up before 10 o'clock. Okay. Guy Lalibate was at one time a stilt worker, an accordion player, and a fire eater. Guy Lalibate and a group of street performers founded a company named Cirque du Soleil in 1984. Cirque du Soleil is a unique and reinvented form of the olden day traditional circus. Guy Lalibate became the CEO of Cirque du Soleil, one of Canada's larger cultural show companies. Ever since its inception, Cirque du Soleil has staged dozens of productions which have been viewed by more than 40 million people from more than 90 cities around the world. In fact, the speed with Cirque du Soleil attained success is so fast that its end revenues in 20 years is equal to the revenues earned in more than a century by Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey, the world's leading circus. So let us understand what made Cirque du Soleil successful. You should understand that in present modern times, the golden days traditional cirque or circus business is at a great decline. This is due to the fact that there are many new and modern forms of entertainment available to children and people. This includes entertainment through sporting events, TV, internet, and video games, and so on. The modern day children who form the core audience group of any circus prefer playing video games than visiting the circus. This preference of playing video games over visiting the circus is also reinforced by their parents who do not have the time to take the children out. Moreover, added to the dwindling number of audiences in the challenge that circuses face from various animal rights groups who put up a strong resistance against the use of animals, which is an integral part of the traditional circus. In fact, even the leading circuses of the world, Ringling Bros and Barnum and Bailey, face the challenge of increasing operating costs due to the demands of star performers of being paid on their terms. You can understand that due to all such problems, the circus industry was hit and suffered badly due to the steadily decreasing audiences, increasing operating costs, and resistance from the animal activist groups. Now, when Guy Lalibate thought of opening a circus, he knew he had all these challenges in front of him, apart from one bigger challenge. He knew that if he started a traditional circus, he would face cutthroat competition from the greater players who were already established for almost a century and had set the industry standards. Guy Lalibate created a blue ocean within this red ocean, which helped his company Cirque du Soleil to prosper and be successful in such an unfavorable environment. So how did Guy Lalibate create a blue ocean? You can understand how Guy Lalibate created a blue ocean by looking at his company's tagline, "We reinvent the circus." That is exactly what Guy Lalibate did to create the blue ocean for his company, Cirque du Soleil. He reinvented the circus and created the blue oceans through the following. He broke through the traditional boundary that separates circus and theater and merged them to create a new and profitable blue ocean from within the red ocean of the traditional circus industry. Cirque du Soleil did not compete with the existing players of the circus industry. Cirque du Soleil also did not compete with or compete within the confines of the existing industries. It created its own uncontested market space that made the competition irrelevant. It targeted on who were traditionally non-customers of the circuit, such as adults and corporate clients who are turned to theater, opera, or ballet. If it then focused on these non-customers and turned them to create a whole new group of customers who were willing to pay several times more than the price of conventional circus ticket for an unmatched entertainment experience. Therefore, you can understand how creating a blue ocean for the new company was the defining factor that made Cirque du Soleil a great success rather than a failure. Now, a little question: which of the following is the first step in strategic sequence of creating a blue ocean strategy? Please put A, B, C, or D in the chat room. Review the cost, review the adoption, review the price, review the buyer utility. Please, your answer in the chat room. All right, thank you for the answers. So I have D, 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 D. Thank you for following. True, thank you so much. You people are wonderful. Okay, so let's quickly get this done right now. Still have a whole lot. Okay, maybe when we come back in the afternoon, we'll be able to get done with this particular class. Or what do you say? We have 10 o'clock calling already. So by 10 o'clock exactly, will allow us, some of us have fasted already. We fasted from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So you could go and break your fast. So we'll come back by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sorry, let me be sure. I'll be sure of the timetable. I'll try to get done with this before I will welcome Ms. Ifoma is a Honorable Patrick Oche and SME doctor to give us little insight. Okay, so the next class is by 2. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here now, and then I will quickly. Okay, so let's reduce it to maybe 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. So let's hear from Pastor Ifoma is the first. So ladies first. Application of emotional intelligence in consulting. The same thing with Honorable Patrick Oche. What has been your experience talking about application of emotional intelligence? What has been your consulting experience? Okay. And then SME doctor, why do we really need market research before we go into starting our consulting? All right, please. The attendance is already passed by Mr. Abraham. So please, you can take your attendance, but please ensure to stay around. We're almost done, all right? We're almost done. All right, so the first person we're going to welcome this Ifoma is please, where is she? All right. Please, Ma, if you can hear me, can you unmute? And in 3 minutes, can you tell us a little about this whole emotional intelligence and application in the consulting industry? Please, Mrs. Ifoma, if you can hear me, please feel free to unmute.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dr. Banito.
You're welcome.
This class was really eye-opening. I hope everyone.
Okay, I could hear you from here, but the network tends to be breaking.
Hello, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I could hear you from here, but network tends to be breaking a little.
All right, but is it clearer now?
Yes, it's better. Go ahead.
All right. So thank you so much for this insightful class this morning. It was very, very eye-opening, especially as regards the Blue Ocean strategy. Well, my little contribution as regards the application of emotional intelligence to consultants and what they do is that we have to remember that the major competencies of emotional intelligence include self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy to others, and and then self-motivation. And with all of this, you have good social skills. So if you want to be a consultant par excellence, you want to be able to reach out to people. Emotional intelligence is not something you can toy with. It's not something you can neglect, because when we look at everything we've been taught in course of CIMC, we will discover that emotional intelligence has a key role to play in all of this. You have to be self-aware first and foremost, because if you don't understand who you are, if you don't have understanding of who you are and what you can do and your abilities, your strengths, your uniqueness, you won't be able to figure out what your niche is in the open market. You won't be able to know what your niche is in consultancy. You'll be confused about what to do. So you keep looking at what others are doing, you keep wanting to be like others and forgetting that there is something that is unique to you. There is something that you are very much equipped for. Looking at the blue ocean strategy, you see that in the blue ocean, it has to do with uniqueness and then figuring out how to meet a particular need. Not like the red ocean when there are so many wants and people are already meeting such kind of wants. You want to find out what is this particular area that is unique to me, this particular area that is peculiar to me as a consultant. And that is why emotional intelligence is key. Now, beyond being self-aware, beyond knowing who you are and what you are capable of, you need to know how to control yourself, control your emotions, control your instincts, so that you don't get loose, so that you don't allow your emotions to hijack. Because honestly, there are different kinds of people, and ability to manage people is key in consulting. There are people you certainly meet, and the first time you meet them, they are potential customers, they are potential clients, as the case may be. But because of their temperament, you may not be able to relate with them. But having a high level of emotional quotient will help you to know how to relate with them in order to convert those people who are just meeting you to proper clients in your consultancy.
Okay.
Empathy is key. Without empathy, you'll be able to understand their needs. So these are the things that the different ways through which emotional intelligence is necessary for you as a consultant. Without it, you have a lot of head knowledge, a lot of theories, a lot of brain information, facts and figures, and yet you will not be able to relate with people, because you need to be self-aware first and foremost. You need to be able to regulate your own emotions. You need to know how to motivate yourself, because believe you me, sometimes a month can go by and you won't even see a single client. So you need to tell yourself, I'll keep doing this until it works. For some of us who have, for some people here who have already started consultancy, you will honestly say that there are some months that you didn't get to meet any particular client and you didn't give up. So self-motivation is equally key. And then finally, empathy. You need to be able to reach out to people, understand people, see things from their perspective. As a matter of fact, for you to clearly work out the blue ocean strategy, you need to be able to see from people's perspective, know what their real needs are. Because until you know what the real needs are, working out the blue ocean strategy will become impossible, because you don't know how what they actually need. And because you don't know what they actually need, you won't know how to meet their needs. That's why emotional intelligence is so key. And
all right, thank you.
We can
Thank you
talk
so
about
much.
emotional intelligence, but there's no time.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Mrs. Formeza will be taking a class on emotional intelligence for those of us that are in certified emotional intelligence class. So in case you still want to come and learn there for free, please, the class is open. You can join her by 10 o'clock and she will teach you more about emotional intelligence. All right, but there's something she said here that is very key. She said to build emotional intelligence, or perhaps to build blue ocean strategy using emotional intelligence, we must first of all realize that we are all unique. So discovering our own uniqueness should be a very good way of building a blue ocean strategy. That is one. And she also made mention of motivation, self-motivation, and made mention of working on your mind to be ready to face all the challenges that will come and all of that. And there are so many other things she said. So that's very beautiful. All right. So let me welcome Mr. Patrick Oche to give us his own side. What has been your experience consulting as an emotional intelligence expert? Or how has emotional intelligence been to you as a consultant? Please, Mr. Patrick, feel free to unmute and then let's hear from you.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you so much for this wonderful class, and thank you for always encouraging us to continue pushing. Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Our approach to emotional intelligence, talk about emotional intelligence application in the workplace, is everyone today can talk and speak about emotional intelligence, but the challenge is the application of it in the workplace. And when we talk about workplace as a consultant, your clients that come to you, how the state at which they come to you, you should be able to identify. That means we are saying that there are no unresourceful person. There are only unresourceful states. So for us, we use emotional intelligence application to change that psyche, to change people. We talk about emotions. Emotions are feelings. Our feelings, our thoughts felt physically. So in applying it in the workplace is that we as consultants, we don't just go to change actions. You change the thoughts, the thought pattern. By the time you change the thought pattern, there is a new supply. By supplying new feelings, then you can have a different result. So you change motivations instead of changing actions. And that is what is happening in a lot of organizations. Managers, employers, you are not achieving your goals. You are not meeting your set targets. They don't want to know why those things are not met. But we are saying that, okay, through emotional intelligence, we can actually have this person that have not met his or her target in the last quarter. What are responsible? We begin to look at the thought of that person. Then you now begin to bring the new feelings comes in. Those feelings will go away. Then the new feeling will produce a new action, which is result. So instead of starting to tackle from the action or the result, we now start to bring in new feeling. And that is what IFM is doing for us by giving us opportunity to learn new things, giving us opportunity to learn new strategies. So in creating, using emotional intelligence, creating blue ocean strategy is we can create a need for ourselves through the use of people, your target market, the emotions, create a new experience, user experience, customer experience that you can have a survey from and have your own niche on that in that market. Hello, can you hear me, sir? Hello, can you hear me, sir? Wow.
Yes, I can still hear you. Sorry, I think I muted myself. Sorry.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
I muted myself.
Okay.
The presentation you just made now is just so wonderful. So in essence, you use emotional intelligence to improve performance by changing the psychology of the people, giving them new feelings and giving them new motivations. That's actually wonderful. And there is something you said about the strategy, Blue Ocean strategy. You said you use emotional intelligence to create excellent user experience or customer experience, and that is wonderful. So I am sure we are going to get the time to talk more about this, how to use all of this, because we are still scratching it. So how can we use emotional intelligence to create good user experience, good customer experience, good client experience, because this is where we are drilling to. So by the time we return in the evening during presentation, we'll still come back to this. So you're going to tell us a little on how to use emotional intelligence to create good client experience or good customer experience. So thank you so much for this. Time is actually running out on us. This same link is the same link we are using for emotional intelligence. So as soon as it's 10 o'clock, those of them in emotional intelligence will be joining us. And if you still wish to continue learn more about emotional intelligence, you feel free to learn. Okay, let us welcome SME doctor. Where did he go to? You see, I told him to keep his system charged. Mr. Abraham, where is SME doctor? Has he evaporated?
I'm actually looking for him now. It's like I can't see him here. I don't know. Like I can't see him here also.
Okay. I can see he put up something in the chat. We say my network is too bad though. Even WhatsApp messages are pending to send. I think he has a network challenge. Okay, so I think we might have to end the class now, and then we will reconvene by 2. When we come by 2, we will round up this concept on blue ocean strategy, and then we'll move to other things. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Abraham, for the time, for the privilege to be in this class this morning. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay.
All right, so officially this class for CIMC this morning is over. So in case you don't have interest in the emotional intelligence, please go and have your breakfast, and then we'll meet by 2 p.m. Please, 2 p.m. prompt. All right, thank you so much, and God bless you real good. Thank you so much, Mr. Abraham, and thanks to everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I hope we enjoyed the class.